Here we go. Rami's being nice and making me a smoothie. It doesn't look that appetizing, but it's delicious. Hi guys, welcome back to the vlogs. So in my last vlog, I told you guys that I'm going to give you more detail into why I'm starting my weight loss journey, how I'm starting it, etc, etc. I'm making this transition into just being a healthier, better me. This is the heaviest I've ever been in my life, and that is something that's been really weighing on me heavy. And I just decided that it's time to stop and just gain control of my life. In 2018, Rami and I were renovating this house, and before we moved into this house, we were living in our townhome. I was overseeing this entire project happening. We did not use a designer. I did all of this myself. My life was just crazy in those days, and especially because, you know, this was our first home that we were properly renovating for ourselves. I wanted to make sure that everything was how we wanted it to be. If you've ever done a home remodel, you know how long this takes. So we moved in August 1st, 2018 into this house, and I felt like, oh my god, thank god, like this part of me, you know, this chapter in my life is over. On August 2nd, my grandmother passed away. I am from Pakistan. Majority of my family lives in Pakistan. I have a sister and a brother who live in California, but other than that, everybody lives at home, and my grandmother was in Pakistan. And I was very, very close to my grandmother because she was the one who raised me. My mom passed away when I was 10, and my grandmother essentially moved in and helped raise me and my little brother, and she was the second mom to me. So obviously I took that really, really hard, especially because I was away from my siblings, I was away from my family in Pakistan. I wasn't able to go to her funeral at that point, and I didn't realize that the way I processed the grief was to eat. And I remember the day she died, I was literally crying, and that day I had 4 bubble teas. Like, I was literally crying, and then I would make Rami go get me bubble tea because that was the only thing making me feel better at that point. And yeah, it's not rational, but that's just how I was handling it. I'm human, you know, after all. So that happened for like a good 8 months, I want to say, before I even realized that I was emotionally eating like that. It was just really, really, really hard for me. She was so close to me, and the fact that she kind of died so abruptly, and it was just this guilt because for those 9 months when I was, you know, renovating my home, I was just so busy, and I used to call her every week, and there were times where I wasn't calling her for weeks on end because I was just so busy, and it just kind of just took a toll on me. So 2019 came around, and I'm like, okay, well, I need to do something about this. And at that point, because I'd been like going into this crazy hole of emotional eating, I developed some really bad habits along the way, and those were really, really hard to break. And then 2020 came by, and I was kind of like struggling in 2019 just to like break those habits, and they were really hard to break. And then I said 2020 is gonna be my year, and I'm gonna do everything. And then 2020 happened, and to be honest with you, I kind of had a really good grasp of, I felt like, okay, I'm about to crawl out of this hole, and I'm going to make myself better and just really, you know, get back into the swing of things and take control of my life, because ultimately my grandmother wouldn't have wanted this for me. I said, okay, 2020, I'm doing this. And then February came around, and then after that we all went into lockdown, and gyms were closed, and just everything went out the window. And I spent all of 2020 not giving a F about anything. I just kind of wanted to survive it. 2020 was a little bit scary for me because I had put on 20 pounds since 2018. My body was really feeling it. I just wasn't able to do anything. I didn't really feel motivated. I was kind of depressed. I was just a lot of things, you know. I was like internally really struggling, and I just felt like I had no control over my own life and my own willpower to like actually make a difference. And I was like, am I always gonna be like this? Like, I went into this like crazy hole and like kind of just self guessing, and you know, like my work has always been on the uprise, but for some reason I just felt like I couldn't gain control of my health, and I really, really struggled with it. But 2021, actually just February 2nd, like now, I had a chocolate crepe and I was really hungry and I decided I would have pasta for dinner, and I felt completely disgusted with myself. I was like, this is ridiculous, like you're never gonna get to where you need to be. Like I felt bloated, I felt disgusting. Well, I was 140 pounds when I started this last week, and I'm already down to 136, so I'm actually pretty happy with that. I've been walking every day. I've been following the Dr. John McDougall Starch Solution, which is essentially high carb, low fat, plant-based, no oil. It sounds kind of crazy when you say it out loud, like this is what the diet or lifestyle is, but it's something that I've been wanting to do for a really long time. I have done extensive research on it and I really feel like this is the right path for me. I'm not saying that this is going to be 100% my lifestyle in the sense that I'm just never gonna have anything other than this and just become like a die-hard vegan. I don't think that I'll be like that. Maybe if it happens naturally. I'm not saying that I'm going to fight it, but I don't see myself being like that. However, I do want to eat like this 99% of the time, and then if in the 1% I want to have chocolate cake or a burger or steak or pasta, I'm just gonna have it and not feel guilty about it. I think for me overall, it's just about taking care of myself and like coming from a place of love rather than this is just a diet that I'm following to lose weight. I think it just really started to scare me how bad my body was feeling after eating so bad for 2 years, and there was nothing wrong with me. Like I would go to the doctor and they wouldn't be able to find anything wrong with me. At one point I thought I had IBS, but I did not have IBS. It was just like years of not eating well and not taking care of myself that had led to these things happening, and I'm so happy that there was nothing like actually wrong with me and that I just can fix this through diet and nutrition. And that's what I want to do. I've actually been trying to get off like sugar for a while. I actually completely stopped drinking alcohol on December 30th after a terrible night. I think I just like overdid it and I just didn't feel good, and I'm like, okay, well, you're too old for this and you need to stop. So I kind of stopped cold turkey and it felt amazing. I haven't had any alcohol since December 30th 2020, and I actually feel really good. The Starch Solution has helped me so much, by the way. It's unreal. So like the first 2 days were really hard, mostly because it was hard for me to get off of sugar because I was having a lot of processed sugar before. Other than that, it's been okay. Like every single day it's getting easier. Every single day I'm choosing to have vegetables. So you have your starches and your non-starches, and then you can have a 50-50% plate to get maximum weight loss, which is what I want to do. But within that weight loss also comes a lot of other health benefits. For your starches, you can have things like rice, beans, potatoes, lentils, quinoa, and then for your non-starches, it's all non-starchy vegetables like green beans, cabbage, carrots, cucumbers, Brussels sprouts. I've been having all sorts of vegetables and I am feeling amazing. I can already tell like my energy levels have been so good and getting better by the day. I've noticed such a huge difference in my energy levels, and I'm like, wow, I forgot how it actually felt like to have constant energy throughout the day because I was just not in that place for so many years. I used to have sleep problems and I'm sleeping better now. Weird things that I've noticed, like body odor. I have none. I know this sounds like really weird, and I wear natural deodorant, but you know, sometimes even with natural deodorant, even when you're sweating, you go for a workout and you come back and you're like, oh, I don't know, this doesn't really work. But you know, before I used to apply natural deodorant 3-4 times a day, and now I don't because I'm not smelling anymore. That's such a weird change that I've noticed. I don't have a weird foul taste in my mouth. Sometimes I used to wake up and just have like a terrible taste in my mouth, you know, like this TMI, but like gross morning breath. I just don't feel like I have that. Like my tongue just feels really clean. I don't know how else to describe it because I've completely stopped eating any kind of greasy food. One of my cousins, I was FaceTiming with her yesterday, she said I had a really rosy glow on my face, which is something that Dr. John McDougall says will happen. I'm definitely not bloated anymore. I'm going to the bathroom at least 3 times a day, which is like insane. It actually feels really good. I mean, this is just like a crazy overview that I'm giving you guys of what the starch solution is. Like, I've barely even put a dent in the surface of what it is. But if you want to know more, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to make more informative videos like dedicated to what the starch solution is and how I'm following it, and etc, and what I'm eating in a day, because there's just a wealth of knowledge on it. I truly believe that this is definitely the lifestyle for me. This is becoming like a really long intro to the vlog. I'm actually learning to reprogram my taste buds to having more vegetables. I actually was craving some green beans today. So weird, but I never thought I would get to this point. I'm just so happy to have started it, and how hard it was to start and to like stick with it. Like, I'd be a fool to turn back now. This is just part of my new lifestyle. I wanted to share it with you. I'm just gonna end this intro over here because this is getting way too long, but now you guys know. It should be a fun vlog. See you soon. This is part of my lunch. It's just boiled green beans with some salt. To be honest with you, you wouldn't think this is delicious, but to me, this is actually really tasty now. And it's only been 7 days, guys. And then I had some coffee, which is the remnants of that, and I'm having some water. And then I think after this, I'm gonna have a little bit of rice and beans with some pico. I haven't had French tips in a really long time, so I'm feeling like, I don't know how I feel about them, because I actually wanted the tips to be a lot skinnier and not as thick, but she convinced me that I should put on white tips and then she would just shape them how I wanted them to be. I don't know, what do you guys think? I haven't had French tips in a while, so I don't know how to feel about them. Yes or no? Just got back home. I'm going to quickly clean out the bar area, and then I'm going to make a cabbage soup because I've had this head of cabbage in my fridge for the longest time and I know it's on the verge of going bad, so I need to make it. I'm just going to make it into a soup because I don't know what else to do with it. But first, let's clean the bar. It's not too bad, but I definitely need to clean this up. Like, I need to consolidate all of my alcohol, and I need to get rid of the majority of these glasses because I don't think I want them anymore, to be honest with you. So I'm just going to go through them and see which ones I want to keep, and then the rest I'm gonna get rid of. This is looking so much cleaner and more organized because I consolidated everything now. And then on top, I'm getting rid of all of this stuff. Yeah, that best man Rami thing needs to go too. Anybody else clean their fridge before they cook, or is it just me? Also, I wanted to share these with you. I got these on Amazon. They come in a pack of 6 and they're reusable. You just have to wet them and they become kind of like a rag. I think they're reusable up to 150 washes each. So this is like a really good way of replacing paper towels. So I'll link these for you because these are really, really convenient to have. I usually clean my fridge and the stove with this and they work so well. These are all the ingredients I'm going to use for the cabbage soup. I have some green beans that I'm going to half, some cooked chickpeas. Rami made hummus, but we had these left over, so I'm just going to put them in there for extra protein. My entire cabbage head, carrots. I might use tomato sauce. If I don't, I'll use these 4 tomatoes because the recipe calls for canned tomatoes and I don't have any. So I'm still contemplating what I want to do on that front. And then I have some garlic in here. This is so cute. I got this from Crate and Barrel. And then also this Better Than Bouillon. Have you guys heard of this? It is one of the best vegetable stocks that I've found on the market. It comes like super concentrated. And I think 1 teaspoon is equivalent to 1 bouillon cube. It's so tasty. We decided to take Humphrey for a quick walk instead of making the soup, but this is my favorite part of the day. Right, Humphrey? Make sure everybody knows that's your spot. I'm outside the Container Store and it's the next morning, clearly. I went to see some friends earlier. It's a very rainy day in Houston, so I can't really film too much. I was planning on filming some sit-down videos, but I don't know how that's gonna go. So I decided I'm just gonna run some errands. I've just parked outside the Container Store and it is so loud outside because there's construction literally right behind me. But I'm here to pick up my under the sink storage solutions. So I want to get these clear acrylic drawers that I can easily stack, and then that way I can have the larger tubes of makeup on top and then have the drawers for like smaller things that I just need to put away, so it's nice and neat and compact under there. So I'm gonna try to see if I can find something similar, and then yeah, I'll just go home and organize. I actually lost an entire pound yesterday. I'm very happy with myself. I had the cabbage soup for dinner and that's all I had, and actually it was so filling, so I feel really good. And then today I've only had a smoothie and it is almost noon and I'm still like not starving. So I've actually noticed that I'm not getting as hungry, which is nice as well. So I'm gravitating towards these because these are quite small, but then they also fit. They're actually stackable, so I might be able to fit things in here. I don't know if I want a smaller one or the larger one. I guess I need to just figure that out, but I think these ones will work. Actually, something like this would work really well too. So I think I'm gonna get these because these are actually really smooth to pull out versus the acrylic ones. I think I am leaning towards these because my under the sink is quite narrow and these can stack well. I just got home and I'm starving. The only thing I have in the fridge is the soup I made yesterday. I'm gonna save that for dinner, so I'm gonna have this oatmeal. I had a smoothie for breakfast. I'm just gonna lightly sweeten this with some maple syrup, keep it simple, and have like a side salad with some spinach and cucumbers. So this is my under the sink situation. I have my drawers and then some cleaning supplies, and I'm just gonna sort this out. Hopefully it'll all work out and it'll fit how I want it to, but we'll see. This is so much more functional of a space for me. So essentially the only reason I wanted to organize my under the sink storage is because they're my everyday supplies that I keep in here that weren't easily reachable before. So that's why I got this drawer, and I'm happy I'm able to separate everything. So my mouthwash, cotton pads, razors, lip balm, and my toothpaste are in here now. So if I ever need them, I can just easily grab them, which is so convenient now because I was having to move things around a lot, but this is much better. And then in there behind the hair dryer is all of my travel stuff that I don't really reach for that often, and whenever I am traveling I'll just grab toiletries from in there and then make like a little cosmetic case for myself. So that's fine there. I don't reach for them, so I don't really care to organize them better than that. This is so much more functional. I'm just gonna return this and that's it. Okay guys, I'm gonna end the vlog here. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm uploading new videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, and I hope to see you guys on my brand new video. Take care.